Alright, so this is a arena run showcasing dog strats. Dog used to be really in the meta back when ducks were actually decent, and just like buying and selling stuff was kind of what you did with dogs, but ever since it got nerfed and moved to tier 3, it seems like it's just like very rare to see. I think most people think that dog is pretty bad, but I think that dog actually does have a pretty good use in arenas and maybe 1v1s. It doesn't do so well in like big lobbies because like eventually, you do want things with actually good abilities and not just high stats. But in Arena and 1v1s, you can definitely get by with just having good stats. So the start here is just a pretty standard start, not like a ton of otters. Went with Mosquito, went with Ants. They're, decent, but I think we still lost this round, which is a little bit unfortunate. And you can see on turn 3, maybe you're expecting me to get early dog, but no, instead I get an early ox, which is, I mean, much better to be honest, but like, it's still I took dog on turn 5. I'll just spoil that right now. I did take shrimp. So if you do go with dog strats, shrimp is obviously a good thing to go with it because you want to buy, sell a lot of things, and you're just getting a little bit of extra free stats with the shrimp. And yeah. So part of the problem with dog is that at level 1, its ability it falls off very quickly. Its scaling is just not fast enough. Also, I did get pretty lucky with the pills, and I had 2 ants, so I got to pill 2 things in front of the ox, and I get another shrimp. So there's a decent amount of things that have to go right in order for this dog build to work out. Usually, I would try to get early dog and then like kind of roll a bit for level 2 before I really start buying and selling stuff, because again, at level 1 it's not really worth it. But once you get to level 2 dog, I think its scaling is fast enough where just buying and selling stuff is actually going to put you ahead of like most of the teams in arena. So this looks like a pretty scary team. No, wait, just kidding. Sometimes I honestly can't remember what teams I faced in arena, but it's okay. So level 2 shrimp, pretty lucky, but like normally shrimp is not that important. The most important thing is getting level 2 dog. Level 2 shrimp is like just a little added bonus. And then go ahead and buy otter. So there's quite a few things that are good to buy, sell. There's otters, there's beavers, there's pigs. Those all have special abilities, and I guess there's like owl in the paid pack, but I'm just talking about free pack, I guess. And yeah, so if you can see any of those in the shop, I usually try to buy, sell them. Yeah, it looks like we lost this round, which kind of sucks, because now I'm down to 6 hearts, which is only 2 lives. Not a lot of room to work with, but there's a decent amount of things that go well with dog. You can see I decided to buy a sheep, so you can pill a sheep, and it gives 2 buffs to the dog. Also, I pilled it in front of the ox, which means I get plus 2 stats to the ox, and I get to sell both the rams, so I get plus 4 health from the shrimp. Unfortunately, one of them hit the other ram, but that's okay. And then snail also works well with dog. I get to buy, sell that, and I get another sheep. So just like so many potential stat bonuses here. It was just very beautiful to see. And I will kind of continue doing this for a decent bit. I finally see another dog. I mean, your odds of seeing dogs on turns 5 and 6, I guess, aren't super high. So even if you like spend a decent amount of rolls, there's certainly no guarantee that you're gonna get a level 2 dog, which is what makes it so risky to go for, and why like honestly it's still not really that good. I don't recommend taking dogs on turn 5. And cow also goes well with dog, speaking of buy selling. Oh, and one last thing that I forgot to mention is you can actually go dragon and dog, because you buy sell a bunch of stuff with dragon, so that actually has some good synergy with it as well, but you don't really see it too often. And yeah, I had pig and otter in the shop, which is pretty lucky. Like if you just think about the stats we're getting for 1 gold when you buy sell a pig, we're getting 1 from the dog and 2 from the shrimp. We're getting 3 stats, which is equivalent to like 1.5 apples, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. It's kind of hard to really estimate that. But like buying and selling an otter, we're getting what? So +1 +1 +1 +2. So we're getting +2 +3 kind of. Yeah, it's just it's pretty decent. It's nothing like insane because we don't have a level 2 dog, but it's not bad. And at least the buffs, like they're guaranteed to go to the dog, right? And then the shrimp, as long as you don't have too many useless things on your team. Like this ox is getting really buff from the shrimp, and we got to pill a decent amount of things in front of it. So right now it's honestly just the ox that's carrying the team, but like the dog is a good secondary unit. Plus I managed to get it melon armor, so that's great. And we see another pig. So just super efficient now because we're getting 3 health and 1 stats. That's like a pair for 1 gold. That is actually extremely good for this turn. But that, of course, requires some luck with Pig. But I do remember like hearing that the fastest way to get a 50-50 in theory would be to go like dog and then get a whole bunch of pigs in the shop. But of course, that's extremely unlikely. You're not going to roll like 5 pigs in 1 turn. And I finally get level 2 dog on turn 9, which is normally pretty late, but we got a little bit carried because we had this beautiful ox that like went so well. And now I decide we're just going to buy sell. We have so many things. We're getting 4 stats from the dog and the shrimp and then 1 extra. So yeah, just so good and so efficient for 2 gold. And you can see like how far ahead the dog scaling has actually become. That was turn 9. We already had a 2031, which is just a really good unit, plus it has melon armor, plus we have an ox behind it. And then I decide we'll go for this again. We get more stats on the ox when we pill it, and we get more stats on the dog. So just really efficient. And then I can just buy, sell, end with something that has a good ability like crocodile. And yeah, now we have a 2645 on turn 10. Its stats have just like way outscaled even like monkeys. It's someone who has like an early monkey probably wouldn't even keep up with this health. And the only problem is we have semi-low attack, so we're not like really punching through melon, but it's still, we're soloing people's entire teams with just 1 dog, and we're not even requiring this really well-statted ox. So just more buy selling here, looking at like what should I end with. I could end with scorpion or I could end with fly. I decide to end with fly just because I think 15 stats from its summons are probably more consistent. There's always a chance that like, you know, scorpion gets sniped by dolphin or dies to like splash attack or something. And so we already have really good units. I don't think it even mattered here. You can see, yeah, penguin, monkey, no chance. We soloed their entire team again. I wonder how many rounds in a row is that where we solo the entire team. Buy, sell a snail, even though we didn't lose. And I actually got a mammoth and a pill in the shop. That is extremely lucky, but, you know, that's a perfect opportunity to pill a mammoth in front of an ox, gain 4 extra attack, and then end with penguin for the 3 extra +1/+1s. You can see we already hit 50 health, and it's just a really strong squad for this turn. Sadly, like, eventually this is going to fall off, of course, because we're mostly relying on 1 or 2 units, but it's still a great way to win an arena, and honestly, like, dog is not that bad. We even took a turn 5 dog, didn't even get early dog. It's potentially viable to win an arena. Anyway, thanks for watching. See ya.